ancestors had me prepared, I'm using a different scope. Because the missiles is locked, malicious pistols are cocked. The army different from cops, I observe, I listen and watch. Hall of Fame the way I'm pitching the rock. The same shit from the lip, just a chip from the block. No, these niggas ain't ready. No, these niggas ain't ready. Revelation, contemplation, transformation. It's Friday the 13th. And guess who playing Jason? It's me, nigga. No, you niggas ain't ready. No, you niggas ain't ready. No, you niggas ain't. No, you niggas. Revelation, contemplation, transformation. Friday the 13th. And guess who playing Jason?
Could've took you to paradise, foreign trips to live very nice. Would've took you to Ocean Springs, could've bought you all kinds of things. But the world is over now, might as well come over now. Might as well let me love you down. When nature calls and the siren sound, the problem is you won't like it. I can read your mind, I know all your secrets. They ain't tell you I'm a psychic. Say we need to make love, baby, we ain't died yet. Remember you was too busy running around, but the city's locked down. Tickets not cheap and I booked a flight and I'm back in town. See, the world is over now, might as well come over now. Might as well let me love you down. When nature calls and the sirens sound, the problem is you won't like it. I can read your mind, I know all your secrets. They ain't tell you I'm a psychic. See, we need to make love, baby, we ain't died yet. We ain't died yet. So we need to make love.
Peace to the family. It is the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Doing a lot today, so I don't necessarily know how this is going to work out, but I got full faith in the recording that I'm about to do right now, that it will record more than anything. So if I have to re-upload that, I will do so. But today we are doing something different. We are doing a full moon slideshow. I was like, I talk a lot and things of that nature, and that's cool talking, but I like to show people exactly what I'm saying, exactly what, I'm giving up. And then, for you to take your screenshots and things of that nature, however it plays out for you. But I'm going to just deal with it. This is like family. This is like my family talks and things of that nature. Like, been doing a lot of soul searching, honestly. And I came to the realization that I really, truly, and deeply love my family. And that's pretty much where it ends for me. So anything past that, I could really give a fuck about. I care about my community. I care about the world that I live in. And, you know, this other type of shit that's happening, this fear energy, this ego energy, this narcissistic energy, this vampire energy, you know, I'm dead. I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? So because of this, when I speak, you're not going to agree with me, right? And it's going to make you click off my channel and not listen to a damn thing that I got to say because we're not agreeable. For the foreseeable future, my content will not be agreeable, whether it's coins and currents, where I'm talking about financial literacy and nobody cares about. But if I put out a video on how to do a money ritual prosperity, people will be all ears. But if I tell you how to learn about your finances, we all make money, right? But what do we do with it? This is the evolution of the conversation, for which it doesn't matter about your hierarchy. It don't matter if you rich, because if you not exercising, if your money's not working for you, then you poor. Period. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'll give you an example. We're opening up Alter Creations real soon. Well, my wife is opening up Alter Creations real soon. And in order to run a successful business, you spend way more money on your business than you possibly get back. A lot of businesses is like that. A lot of businesses, you know, invest more into the business than they do into their profits. However, the reason for business is not always to make money. The reason for business is to build relationships, because you're not going to be able to build a relationship with a cheap ass person, right? You need to have some skin in the game. So my wife was like, you know, I spent a lot of money. I hope I make it back. And that's beyond and besides the point, whether we make it back or not. You have the opportunity to do business and build relationships and change people's lives. If you're able to do that, fuck how much money you make, because money's not real. You might have built and developed a relationship that will sustain you. You might have a connection from a past life that will sustain you. A feeling of laughter, joy, intimacy, success, and all of these particular things. Outside of the energy, vampire energy that's like, oh, you need to do this to make money. Oh, you need to do this because you might die. Oh, you need to do this, that, and the third. So all of this is our attempt to create positive attention to negative situations. And I want to, before I get into this slideshow, I just want to give an update on this red magic chaos energy situation. I really do appreciate the people who have been doing their red magic and their war magic, because it's actually a spiritual war out here. And the reality of a spiritual war is that if you're not having no skin in the game, if you don't have no ability to defend yourself or protect yourself in the realms of spiritual combat, then you are, I mean, it's so easy to be a spiritual warrior because we rule the realm of imagination. However, in the spiritual realms of imagination, a lot of people are just in fear. And so we're trying to bring positive attention so we could remove the fear, remove the negativity. So we're doing this thing in sidereal Libra. It's on the cusp of Virgo. Because why is it on the cusp of Virgo? And it's looking like it's in the third decan of Libra, because Virgo is 52 degrees long. Virgo is the largest constellation in the sky. So Western astrology is flawed in that fact that it gives every astrology sign 30 degrees, when the reality of the ecliptic cycle is that the energies, the constellations are not 30 degrees apiece. They're various sizes. Even more so, there will not be a full moon in Scorpio this year. It'll go straight to Ophiuchus, because Scorpio, if Virgo is the largest constellation, Scorpio is the smallest constellation at only 7 degrees. Scorpio, the sun is only in Scorpio for 7 days. So beyond all of that, we are just referencing the energy of Libra still. The energy of Libra is very, very interesting in this concept. But before we get into that, I just want to talk about what we'll be talking about in this slideshow. So we'll be referencing a learning triangle. What are we learning about? We're learning about fucking vampires, energy vampires and narcissists. And it may be you that's the energy vampire and a narcissist. So we'll have to learn about that. And this is what the energy is telling you. Are you a narcissist? Of course you're not a narcissist. Are you an energy vampire? Of course you're not an energy vampire. These are things that we commonly tell ourselves, but these are lies. You want to believe what you want to believe. So we'll be talking about that. The moon in Libra, right? The full moon, it will be in Libra. The sun will be in Aries. We have the third decan of Aries, and then Neptune in Aquarius, which is the energy that is inciting this learning triangle. Am I an egotistical animal? See, people not ready to ask themselves that question. That's why I'm here. And of course, I don't want to be the person that you agree with. I want to be the person that challenge you. Challenges the way that you think so you can begin to provide positive attention to your issues. Okay. But we'll get into this. So these esoteric concepts that we'll be discussing today are in the realms of conflict resolution. First, the conflict within ourselves, then the conflicts within our relationship, because you have to deal with why you attracted narcissistic and vampiric energy without an ego, right? Oh, I'm bad. Oh, I'm good. Or he's good or she's bad. All of this shit has to be thrown out the window. It is time to begin to look at these things objectively and not with words. Words are not going to do it, because words are the shit that attracts those vampiric energies, right? Words are the shit that attract the narcissistic energies. These people on YouTube that talk. Oh, I'm just vibing, listening to such and such while I do such and such. Well, you're allowing this vampiric energy into your room, and then the day as you're listening is great, but then that previous day, or it'll get to a point where you're trying to figure out why you can't get it right, is because you're feeding into narcissistic energy, and you're literally giving your energy away when you literally can give your energy to yourself. And so I'm talking on YouTube, but my purpose is not for you to agree with me. My purpose for you to challenge what I say, and then say, for instance, I'm not a narcissist, then good, but if you are in a relationship or you are attracting a narcissist, I feel like you should understand why, and understand that narcissistic and things of that nature aren't just people. They're people, places, and things. So we'll get into that as well. And why is this important? Because we're referencing the age of Aquarius, the dawning of the age of Aquarius, and what this full moon is about. Okay, this is a different time. This is a different phase. So an old cycle is ending. However, a new cycle is beginning. So finally, we'll end this video in some steps on how to deal with energy vampires, narcissistic energy, and let's understand that it's people, places, and things, and spirits and entities and personalities. Because if you love a person's personality, understand that that personality is just being put on for a specific time, and when they want to change or go around in different things, they can switch up personalities. The reason why I say this is because there are real live aliens that you deal with on a day-to-day basis. And when your third eye is closed down, you do not see their tentacles. You do not see their tentacles. You do not see their energies peering into your third eye and stealing your energy. And of course, you making love to these people. You love these people, but you looking at them at a 3D light, the 5-dimensional light, which some people have sight and can see, right? Why don't nobody deal with this person? Why don't nobody like this person? And you start to champion that person and champion this thing. But you don't know that that's an energy vampire. You don't know that that's an alien from outer space. I know this sounds crazy, but there's such things as walk-ins where people have traumatic experiences and they experience ego death, and then another energy will walk in. right? And this is another way of having a spiritual awakening through a negative situation. A lot of people have comas, a lot of people have car accidents, near-death experiences where they possibly could be the real thing, but at that moment, an energy or a spirit or a split in time happens, and you become a whole different reality, and it becomes a whole different thing. So this energy is somewhat of a transitional period, and is somewhat referencing death, but let's understand it as a psychological death or an ego death that will allow a new energy to come forth. And this is beautiful. This is wonderful. What is holding us back? The energy of energy vampires, narcissistic people, places, things, energy, spirits, deities, so forth and so on. So the moon is in Libra. The moon. So what I'm doing with these particular energies, I think I'm going to start a course, but I need some feedback. So in the comments, be like, "That course is a good idea." In the chat, give me a thumbs up, and my wife would give me an update on what y'all think or feel about this course that I'm thinking of how to read your natal chart by using tarot cards. And this is something that I do every single video. However, I've never taught it or explained it, but I do want to start doing monthly courses, not as like, of course for financial purposes, but I really want to have a space where I can really talk and teach astrology and have a place where you can learn. So the reason why I'm presenting my videos like this is because I'm literally auditioning you guys for, possibly signing up for my class. Now, this is just an idea. If nobody's interested in learning how to incorporate astrology and tarot, then I won't start the class. But if you're interested, you see how I give it up, you see my teaching style, what I want you to do is to understand that it's really easy to connect these two things. But if you don't know how to connect these two things, it'll sound really abstract. So we can do beginner, intermediate, advanced, and really understand some shit. But I say all of that to say that the moon being in Libra is in the third decan in our Vedic chart, because Vedic is a way that you could learn astrology. Sidereal is a way you could learn astrology, and Western astrology is how you can learn. And I've learned in all of these sectors. However, I use Vedic for a specific purpose or person. I use sidereal for a specific purpose, and I use Western for a specific purpose. In all of this, I'm connecting all of my astrology to tarot cards. So the card that I'm connecting the moon in Libra to is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is called the Truce card. And the Truce card is creating a temporary resolution simply for the moment. And the reason why I have this picture up on the side is because what you'll notice is that they are just giving everybody money, right? And as if that will solve everything. But the reality is that is narcissistic. The government is somewhat narcissistic in its approach by trying to solve a problem, but not really solve a problem, right? They present this particular situation, but they don't have a medication, they don't have a vaccine, they don't have a peer-reviewed study. However, they have solutions, right? But these solutions are just simply temporary resolutions for dealing with the unknowable. And the easiest thing to do to solve human beings' problems is to give them money. But are you truly, truly solving their problems, okay? So when you think about what's happening in the world, when you think about what's happening in your relationship, when you think about what's happening all around you, you have a choice into what type of attention you give it. And the attention that you give it is based upon your internal compass, your internal moral compass, and what you think is right or wrong. But understand that the things that you think are wrong are the same thing as a psychological shadow. And if you don't have a modality to exit or purify these things of what you don't like, then all you do is give negative attention. But negative attention feels like the right thing. Negative attention is so easy to give because it's so second nature to your reactions and your responses. Positive attention takes work, it takes effort, and in the meantime, people look at you like you're crazy. So much is going on in the world, but then you have people really choosing sides based upon, I believe what the government... No, how do we go from, in a conscious community, labeling and identifying the government as the enemy, from the CIA, FBI, IMF, all of these things? They were the enemy my whole entire conscious life, and now all of a sudden, right, we now need to input and take in the information that they're putting out. Either they're the enemy or they're not. Either they have your best interests at heart or they don't. Because the last time I checked, they've been enslaving black men. They've been throwing black men in jail like wholesale and having them work at fucking Victoria's Secrets and shit. And nobody seemed to care. And nobody seemed to care when millions of people were dying every year from opioid epidemics. How about that a lot of these so-called deaths, because what's happening to the opioid deaths? Did they just magically stop because of the particular situation that calling a major disease now? Because the last time I checked, the opioid epidemic was running rampant through our communities, through our towns, and people were dying wholesale. The morgues were filling up. There was no space. And this was already happening, but y'all was going about y'all lives like what and nothing happening. Now the government come out with some shit, and now everybody is concerned and talking about this shit. I'm confused as fuck, honestly. I'm confused as fuck, you know, as to why we think about things in certain ways based upon mass hysteria. But mass hysteria might be the energy for which a lot of you niggas need to steam your wombs. Guys, you guys might need to get a womb steam or something like that, because, you know, y'all is creating and perpetuating this fear and not even tapping into your warrior mode, tapping into your protective mode. I realized last night that I love my family and I would die for my family. And I would die. And as a man, that's the only thing that I could actually think about is, what do I have to do to stand up for my family, to be a better person for my family? Very much Aquarian age when you really think about it. And these are revelations that I'm having within myself. And so let's just move on. The moon in Libra in the fourth decan is about truths, and it's about what are you giving your attention to and what are you believing, because you get to choose what you believe. However, all beliefs are rooted in a lie. In all types of situations where I'm telling you some shit, right, that is favorable to you, and then you buy the lie, that shit is not going to play out right. If I'm doing things and I'm providing and I'm looking you in your eyes and you can feel my energy and you can trust in my actions is the same way that I trust in your actions, that's very different from falling in love with a nigga from his words and his pictures. Gotta understand the difference. Because whenever a person shows you a beautiful image without any shadow, trust and believe that something is lurking underneath. There is an entity, there is an alien underneath that person. And that person sometimes doesn't even know who they are. And this is the way that negative energy begins to ride rampant, because if we consciously understood ourselves to be a narcissist or to be an ego-driven person, and not to understand that, you know, part of my life is in the unknown realm. Part of my life is dealing with my fears. Part of my life is healing my trauma, as opposed to dealing with somebody that's going to help me. Because can't nobody help you. And when they do help you, they only help you to the limit for which they can help you. But the reality of soul work is that you outgrow everything. And the reality of relationships is that if you guys are not growing together, you guys are growing apart. But the reality about narcissistic relationships is that that person is just trying to steal your energy off the rip. So it ain't no growth. It's just straight up abuse. Spiritual abuse. I just made that up. Put that up in the wiki. Do a Wikipedia page. Spiritual abuse, and all these niggas on YouTube swear they got the answers for you, but for $59.99 though, right? So this particular energy, when I'm telling you these things, look, I got you. Follow me. Do what I say do. I got the answer for you. I'm providing you into a false comfort. And that false comfort, it allows me to show you that I can provide for you and do these things for you and make your life easier and make you fall in love with me. However, when I deal with the core of the particular energy of the situation, there's some shadow shit that needs to be dealt with and absolved and transmuted. And if a person is not up on the psychology of their shadow, then damn, you fucking with a whole monster and you don't even know it. You don't even know it. And so because of this, we deal with the spiritual stress. Spiritual stress is listening to these conscious niggas but still going to work every day and really struggling, and the conscious nigga is just constantly talking and doesn't know you exist, doesn't have a platform for which you can reach out to them. When you send them an email, they don't respond, right? How many spiritual people can y'all just pull up on and just be like, yo, what up? Just need to chop it up with you real quick, right? So what are they doing? They're expanding their platform. They're making their money. They're selling you their shit. Their shit, right? And you can't even pull them up for a conversation. It's literally hundreds of people who say, yeah, I could just fucking call Kyrie. I could just email that nigga. He'll respond right back. I could hit him up on the Slack. He'll respond right back. He'll whatever. I can ask that nigga for $20. You know, he'll send me a $20 cash app. Like, that's a real nigga. He's just a normal dude. He ain't perfect. I ain't perfect. But at least I can blow down on the nigga if I want to just holler at somebody and talk to somebody. And that's just facts. Where a lot of people, you can't really say that. They're just like this holier than thou particular energy that ain't helping you do shit. And oh yeah, I did sign up for his whatchamacallit and this, that, and the third. Yeah, you did. You did that though. So I'm bringing this to light because as the waning moon approaches, it's time to release vampiric bonds, and the soul will do this automatically. So what we will really see is a lot of vampiric bonds and a lot of the energies for which this parasitic energies, the narcissist and the ego-driven persons and things, spiritual entities and things of that nature who don't have the best interests at heart. Why is that? Because they're spiritually attacking you. They're doing the spiritual abuse because you believe what you want to believe and you buy into what a person's telling you. But if a person's not telling you to buy into yourself, then what can they help you actually do? So this waning moon is very important for you to fast, get rid of negative energy within, get rid of negative magnetizing energies, like so the iron levels. Very important to deal with meat. Yo, what's up with the vegans? Done took a bite of a sandwich or some shit, right? This quarantine got you like, fuck it, right? Of course, it's time to magnetize yourself in any way possible. Of course, that's going to be a point of contention. Oh my God, you said you eating meat. Oh my God, you going to go to hell, hood mystic. What is wrong with you? You not eating greens? Well, you can eat greens and you can supplement your diet with particular proteins and things of that nature. Or you don't have to. You can just continue to slurp up fucking sea moss every fucking day and nothing change in your life and nothing magnetize for yourself because you caught up in the conscious hype. You caught up in the conscious marketing. Spiritual narcissists, spiritual egos don't got nothing for you for real, but want to sell you some shit. Well, what's up? Where you from? What's your name? How you give it up? You know? You don't know none of this. So what I'm referencing is whatever energies you feel like at the beginning of a job, the beginning of a new city, the beginning of a new relationship, the beginning of a move, there's a particular level of the honeymoon phase. But the honeymoon phase does not last forever. Why is that? Because you're always growing and expanding. That's why it's important to grow and expand with the people that you close to. If you in a city that's moving backwards, but you moving progressive, then you out of space. You out of space and time. You not in the proper place. So it's time to get into alignment because you have grown the hell up. You are a grown man. You are a grown woman. So because of that, if you are progressive and you are spiritual, then you need to get into spaces. Or if you are into agriculture and you want to learn how to grow and plant, you need to get into them spaces and them communities and things of that nature. You want to learn about your financial literacy at this point, it's time to learn. It's time to be in those vulnerable positions where you're giving it up to new information, giving it up to new relationships, and stop being caught up on your vampire ties and your acidic, toxic, narcissistic ties that are constantly holding you back because you believe that the conscious community will tell you it's all in your mind, but then tell you, oh, you need to buy my this, that, and the third. What I'm saying is, when you in the realms of like buying a damn Coca-Cola ain't telling you that it's going to enhance your life and make you a better person and do all of this shit. They just gonna be like, drink it, it's refreshing, or whatever the case may be, because that's their lane, that's their market. They not trying to be spiritual, but spiritual people trying to be like Coca-Cola. Do you understand? Did that make sense? We have to be something different if we're thinking that we're in the realms of the ancestors and all of this type of stuff. And as we grow into our relationships and if we grow into our knowledge, we have to be really patient and really gentle with ourselves. And this is another reason why we have positive attention to our problems, positive attention to our narcissists, because when we respond to our narcissists, then we're giving them power. When we react to our narcissists, we are giving them power. However, when we understand and deal with it from an ego perspective, and then from a spiritual perspective, and then from a positive attention perspective, and just give it a little bit of time before we react, we'll begin to see that person for who they are. I know what it's like to be with a narcissist. I know what it's like to deal with a person that's only with you to drain your energy. And there is nothing you can do to say or to, because they're not in it for the same reasons that you're in it. You're in it for love, growth, and expansion. The other people are in it to steal your fucking energy, fam. And when you got 3D perspectives, you can't see the 5-dimensional, 7-dimensional quantum realms of things. What is wrong with people? Why is people so such and such? Because they energy vampires. This is why they feel the need to get out and be around people. Because I'm not even for staying in the house, nor am I in for being around a whole bunch of people. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. That don't make sense. But I see it from both ways. I see the problem in both ways. because I don't necessarily need to be around people right now. That might be the best thing as I grow and learn myself. But I've been on some doom and gloom, and I don't want to necessarily be on doom and gloom. However, this is the time for new property, new businesses, new relationships, and new patterns to be set in our lives, because the sun is exiting out of Aries. So Aries is the passion building point. You have the ideas for which you are thinking about and developing and growing. Now it's time to really root and ground what you are trying to do, and really ground in the realms of love, because Venus is in that Taurian energy, and Venus will be about to go into retrograde. Overall, we're referencing an end of a phase now that the sun is ready to enter out of Aries. Because the entering into a phase is not the actual ending of a phase, it's just the transition. It's like when you take your clothes off and put some more clothes on. For a particular point in Aries, you naked. But as you move into Taurus, it's like you put on your new uniform and you go out into the world and you begin your journey, because Taurus is an earth sign. But since this energy is playing off of Neptune. So Neptune is the energy for which brings in the unknown. And the unknown is the spiritual. People want a sure thing when they need to just go buy a Coca-Cola. See, the sure thing doesn't exist in spirituality, whether you sign up for a class, whether you do everything aesthetically right, whether you meditate every day. There is no sure thing. My spiritual journey is in a space of gratitude and thankfulness, because I never knew anything was going to happen. I was extremely lost. I was extremely in the dark. I was really distraught. I was really depressed. I was really sad. I had really low self-confidence. And these are things that I'm still dealing with to this day. However, I feel myself growing, and I feel myself expanding, and I feel myself self-realizing in a deeper way. I realize that, there's many things that I can talk about, and the things that I do talk about, even though they're not popular at all, I find that this is the greatest thing that I possibly could be doing with my time and my energy. And that's giving it up to the inner hidden psychology of humanity and providing a solution to your turmoil. Because I have been there. I have been there, and I got the fuck away from that. And it was from getting rid of narcissistic energy out of my life. Point blank, period. I didn't know who I was. I didn't understand who I was. I thought really low of myself. And because of that, I attracted narcissistic energy. Please understand me. When I began to change my energy, when I began to change my frequency, I found the woman that I could love. I found the family for which I could grow with. But it started with me changing my frequency. But I can't even just say that. To just have a woman to hold space and allow me to come to this realization is why I'm even here. See, a woman that holds space for you and allows you to grow is way 100 times 1,000% better than a woman judging you for what you don't have. And I would have never been like, if it was a woman out there that has some judgmental qualities in me and things of that nature, okay, I could still love you and be with you. However, I wasn't going to grow. For me to have dreams and ambitions, I would have to have my wife be there to hold space for me. Round and round, round and round, round and round, the wheels on the bus go round and round. Shout out to Eve. Shout out to Eve. So we about to just get into it, finish up, and then tap in, because I've been talking, but this is healthy. This is cathartic. Let me take some water too. Ooh. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. It is the Hood Mystic. Represent www.hoodmystic.com. Go over to colombianexchange.com to get one of the coolest face masks in the world, family. We got the face mask on colombianexchange.com. All the links are in the descriptions. And join the Patreon channel for our coins and currents. We are deep diving in financial literacy, and we just want you all to be a part of the conversation. However, if you don't want to be a part of the conversation, please don't fuck with us. You know, if you're serious about learning what to do with your money, because we all make money, but we don't know what to do with it. Let's learn how to do with it, and we need your help. And we're talking about experienced traders, people that's new to trading, old traders, and let's go. The wheels on the bus go round and round. He's telling on Azor.
Yeah.
What'd he do, brother? What'd he do? He did what? So, what do vampires do? What do narcissistic people do? They solve a problem and provide clarity. Why is this a problem? Because there is no problem to be solved. You are what you are attracting. You are what you know. You are who you are, right? And there is no clarity provided. There is no fucking answers. If a person say, oh, I got the answers, how do you know you got the answers? Such an egoic premise, right? Such an egoic concept to even understand a person. But certain people want to pontificate to you, and because you're so, let's say, weak in the mind, you accept their pontification. And let's stop that. And even if they do solve a problem, even if they do give you a particular clarity, once you outgrow it, that problem no longer exists. So it's just like, well, come on, bro, you're tripping. So even if they do solve a problem, right? Say for instance, it's like, how can I get a value meal for under $2, and then McDonald's comes out with the double cheeseburger for $1.99, which is a narcissistic vampiric energy, right? It's like, yes, I can finally get a double cheeseburger for $1.99. McDonald's came through and solved the problem for me. Do you see the problem in that? Is that's still a shitty meal, and but you didn't know it was a shitty meal because you was in a low state and you just really wanted to eat, and you had this $2, so you attracted a $2 meal. However, we don't, like, you could easily eat lobster and steak and things of that nature and have shrimp and all of these particular things in your relationship. Your relationship could be a 5-star dinner. However, you still settle for these 1-star meals in relationship and these 1-star ass niggas who fronting like they 5-star ass niggas, but then they ain't doing shit but yelling at you, giving you their problems. When you have some shit, they dominate you in conversation and things of that nature. Look, man, I can go on and on and on because I've been there and I got out. Who sing that? I get out. Somebody sing a song like that. I think somebody. So the reason why clarity and shit that makes sense to you don't really make sense to you. Why? Because you believe what you want to. You believe what you want to. And that's a video within itself. But if you got to sit with this concept for a second. That's why I got this shit up on here for screenshots and things of that nature. So it's just not what I say. It's not just what I say. It's something that you can actually read and argue with it or come to an understanding of it. Stop listening to people. You have the answers within yourself. But if you don't believe you have the answers within yourself, you will seek a goddamn narcissistic entity. Y'all don't know nothing about that. That is a whole vibe. Hey yo, I don't even know you or not. Yeah, love is blind and it'll take over your mind. A narcissistic person, a narcissistic energy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Really centers in on your love. Why? Because love is blind. Venus is blind. Venus don't see. How many times have you seen a person in a relationship where the shit just sketchy? But you can't say nothing because you ain't a part of it, but it's just not sketchy. And then come out long and behold, hey, what happened with you and such? Oh, he did this, that, and the third. Girl, I knew it. Because when you in it, you don't see it. And when you don't see it, it's because you dealing with a lot of different energies and entities preying on your principle of love, but you're loving and they're narcissisticizing. I just made that shit up, but that wasn't a good one. So finally, why do people attract vampiric energy? Let's get it clear though. A vampiric energy is a person, place, thing, or entity. You believe what you want to believe. You can believe that this deity is the deity of this, that, and the third, and at the same time a person can come to you and say that energy is the devil, is going to ruin your life. And you could be like, no, this is my patron saint, I got it on my altar, and da 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 da. So you believe what you want to believe. Anything that is outsourcing you, telling you, oh, this is the answer, this is the good thing, this is the thing that you need. No. Self-doubt. You don't understand that you are a god and your spiritual precedes your physical. Pretty self-explanatory. Distracted. You rather watch Netflix, play video games, so forth and so on. Hold on, what we got here? Fornication, right? What is fornication? Fornication, in a Gnostic sense, is anything external that you do and it derives pleasure. This attracts narcissistic energies because you throw caution to the wind and you have sex with energy vampires, and once you do that, it's a wrap. Oh, I love my baby mama, I never let her go. We on that Rough Rider shit today. Why do people attract vampiric energy? Their subconscious mind is not programmed. They have no protections, they have no magnetizations, they have no iron, they have no nickel. They don't got no mercury, they don't got no metals, they don't got no nothing for the realms of attraction. However, they want things. So what you get is vampiric energy. Why do people attract vampiric energy? They have consistent patterns of sabotage. So this is the reason why this full moon is bringing these things to a head, because it's not about another person. It's about why you attracting this particular energy and how do you stop attracting this particular energy. Stop fucking going to McDonald's. Take $200 and take your ass to a 5-star restaurant one day. It might change your life. It's nothing like going to a restaurant and getting a nice little drink and having a 5-star dinner. Maybe that'll put you in this phase to attract a 5-star relationship, a 5-star career. Stop having these 1-star ass relationships with people who just want to fuck and leave, just want to take your money and leave. You can't even pull up on a conversation and have a real heart to heart and just be like, yo, what up? This ties into self-doubt, distraction, subconscious mind not programmed, and patterns of sabotage. When you have self-doubt, when you constantly distracted, when you're doing things like alcohol, fornication, drugs, sex, so forth and so on, you dealing with particular worries. You ain't gonna tell me that of course you want to have sex with a person at the beginning, right? Oh, I'm so into you, let's do it, let's have sex, and now your ass is pregnant. How many people been in a situation? That shit is crazy, but it happens all the time. It's like, where the daddy at? I don't know. But do you get there with the patterns of self-doubt? You can ask yourself this question: were you true to yourself in the realms of trusting in yourself and not going off a person's words, but going off a person's actions? And then not going off your expectations, but going off the love for which you are able to give. See, entering into a relationship with nothing to give, guess what you attract? A narcissistic vampiric energy. And because you have nothing to offer, guess what you do? You compromise. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do this. Let me do that. And then, let me digress, right? So I might be working on a video. I might be doing some trades. And might do a whole lot of shit throughout the day. You know what I never thought about? This was something I think about last night. I don't be never thinking about like my kids needing nothing to eat. Like, damn, like, leave it up to me, my kids could starve because I'd be so caught up in my work, right? Real talk, I might be caught up in work all day, but my wife got me covered. She got my back, right? So why would I have her be like, yo, what's up with that money? Is you coming through with that bread? She making sure my kids eat, fam. She's making sure my kids learn. She's making sure my kids develop. You know? That's to me, it's like, if you take care of that, let me take care of this, and let's take care of everything together. But let me take the bulk share of this while you take the bulk share of that. And whenever we need a break from whatever we doing, we can discuss it. It ain't like set in stone, but that's peace. That's reciprocation. That's love to me. It ain't no real compromise. If it needs to alter or change, you could tell me right now, Kyrie, I'm about to go 2 weeks, chill with my other nigga. You got the kids, right? Yeah, I got the kids. Don't come back in 2 weeks, shit. I'm just saying. If that was how it was going down, that's how it's got to go down. Cause shit, you be in a relationship with a person forever, you expect some honesty at some point. You expect some different types of vibrations at some point. Hey, so too agreeable. You want to agree with everything that I say, and that for, you know, a real person is like, I could just be telling people all types of shit because I know people's natural disposition is to be agreeable. However, what I realized yesterday when talking to Shaka, that I need to become a little bit more disagreeable, and I need to challenge everybody in the realms of how they think. So with that being said, you know, we ended it at like a perfect hour. And I'm going to just go ahead and end this video as it stands. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And be sure for tomorrow where we'll do a daily energy reading and a tapped in. But I just wanted to get this point across. And I have some more work to do. So I won't be tapping in today. But I will tap in tomorrow so we can get these conversations. So take this, hold this, sit with it. And then come back tomorrow and we can build on the type of things that we've been discussing. I think I might do just straight up tarot readings and tapped in. Might not even talk about too much. But yeah, be sure to comment on this video if you think I should, or you would be interested in a class of learning how to incorporate tarot into your astrology readings. Let me know and I'll get that set up. And it's going to be affordable, like $10-15, nothing crazy. Just to make sure, keep people on the honesty system. But you know, tell people about this, share this video, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. www.hoodmystic.com is the channel. Also Colombian Exchange, get your exclusive cash mask. You know, it ain't no mystery when you walk around with the cash mask, which you own, right? What I need, right? What I want, right? So get in alignment, get in tune with one of the world's most strongest sigils in the game. Yeah, man, I'm really appreciative of everybody. Hopefully this video made sense and it was able to improve and bring positive energy into your life, into your homes, and that's all that I'm about moving forward. But yeah, I'll catch you all on the flip side. Peace out.
You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic, your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer, your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. Time to tap in now. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic.
You are now tapped in